Good afternoon, you beautiful people. Tis a good day. Always. Doesn't mean it's gonna be an easy day. So, last night, gotta go to a wonderful circle hosted by Vincent Enzo, Morgan, Dotson, and Graham. I forget Graham's name, but shout out to Graham. And there was a lot of other good brothers, and I'm sure you've seen the other posts within it. Wonderful time. Incredible time. And as of it being close to the end of Men's Mental Health Awareness Month, which I thought it was a different month, so that means I've been fucking up all month and not doing shout outs for it. But it's for my boys, for my men, for my soldiers, for my warriors, for the brothers that are still fighting the good fight, whether it's fighting for compassion on outside within the community, but fighting for that compassion on the inside and being kind to ourselves, being patient with ourselves, and knowing we want to be better. I think that's one thing every man knows is how he's fucking up. He knows what he needs to do. We all know what we need to do. Even men and women alike, we know where we're fucking up and we know where we need to be better. And the beauty of coming together in union of a circle and or squares sometimes, octagons, but just the gathering of good people, good men, is an incredible thing because of the power of proximity. And as we know, the toroidal field, which comes from our heart center, which is that infinite donut spinning into itself, when you're in a circle and you're sharing from your heart center, you're sharing like your woes and your wins, you're opening your toroidal field and you're thriving to vibrate at the frequency at which you're at without masking it. And that right there is powerful, because then not only are you open because you're giving, but that gives room for your toroidal field and your energy to receive. And I think it is far too often that we close ourselves off from it, close ourselves off from opinions, advices, recommendations, challenges. Close ourselves off because this can be a mean, vicious world sometimes. And I just say to you, my boys, my men, and my women, keep going. I know we're all fighting our own internal and external battles. There's not a single one of us that isn't dealing with our own shit. It'd be crazy to think there's someone out here that's just doing it. And that they're just happy you're not dealing with problems, but that they're living, thriving, succeeding. There are no problems. It's just flowing. And I think, I want to say it's a myth, but I know you guys are out there. And especially for the men that are on top of their things and you're doing what you need to do, you know you're doing well. Reach out to one of your brothers that you think may not be. If you have the heart space, you have the openness to reach out, and even sometimes even sending a text as simple as, hey brother, I love you, just thinking about you, proud of you, keep going. That right there can save lives, because I know I received a few of those throughout my decades of this tricky little guy, where a text was able to help me get through the next day. Well, that day. Every time we go to sleep, it resets and we're like, shit, another one. And those days add up and they get harder and harder. One of the things we talked about last night is how easy it is to ride that bad day into a bad week, into a bad month, into a bad year. I know it all too well because, hell, I spun myself into damn near a bad decade. And I'll say it's been 3/4 of a decade since then. But it's easy to slide into that friction of the pain of the heart, a heavy heart and a heavy mind. It's easy to do that. It doesn't take courage to have a bad day because, hell, we can just look around and go, judging by all the exterior factors, I could classify this as a bad day. Easily. But there is immense courage in saying, nah, fuck those things. It's a good day to have a good day. Courage is being scared to death, saddling up anyways. Courage is not the lack thereof fear. It is choosing to go forth regardless of it. The fears of loss, of scarcity, of losing a partner, of losing friends, of losing face, losing credibility, losing money, losing food, losing a vehicle, losing friends. And I mean, hell, right now I'm waiting for when is getting sober gonna become the coolest fucking thing you can do. Because also right now I think we're all watching many beloveds, fathers, sons, mothers, sisters, brothers, best friends, fall into either the overconsumption or to the untested drug that has been taking lives. So I'll say this too. Someone that has been sober from alcohol, all hard drugs, been partaking in the plant medicine for health, growth. You gotta respect those ones because you can't live in the 5B and the 3B at the same time. You gotta be able to have the tether between both and know when plant medicine is good. But, back to my point. If you are looking to step away from it, if you're sober curious, hit me up. Really, like, I'm more than happy to sit down and talk about like some of the tools that I learned that kept me away from the stuff for 7 years, because it is the hardest thing ever done but easiest decision ever made. And in a weird, scary world filled with fear, it's easy to choose to go to that room downtown, the many rooms that are all identical but have different walls, to drink the giggle juice, to throw away another weekend, to giving your days to the night before, drinking yourself into drinking or snorting or swallowing or pushing yourself into a cycle that you know that exponent of substance isn't doing anything but making the long days feel shorter. Making it just easier to go to sleep. Making the vicious voice in the mind fucking quiet for a bit. We just tell ourselves perpetually, just having fun. I think for those of you that are in the thicks of it, you know it isn't fun anymore. It's become a habitual nature to get to sleep, to go another day, to mask the pain. The magic truly is in the work that you're neglecting to do. And that the work that a lot of us, I think everybody, including myself, is asking ourselves who we are. Who would we be without all the unskillful and unwise peers and parents and brothers and sisters and friends that gave us wounds that were never ours and that they were just perpetuating their own hurts? And they gave us things, and we've been walking around and carrying shames that were never ours, fears, hurts, losses, vicious words of the one that I was given from a father was lazy. Was lazy and unmotivated, lazy and dumb. I know those were never mine. I let those go quite some time ago. But it's crazy how that one word that my father gave me, which was lazy, for so long I owned it. It was mine. And I'd tell myself, I'm lazy. Because that's what my outside world is telling me I am. So they have to be right? Because I can't see me like that. But the crazy thing is I think even when we were given those words, those slights, those put downs, those shames, those anything, I think even in those moments, we knew it wasn't ours. But in a way, it was a gift from these people to share words. I mean, they're going out of their way to spend energy, time, and effort to give us these things, and we feel like we have to hold on to them because they were given to us by someone we loved. No. This is anything. This video is anything to you. There's a quest in it. I want you to find one of those foundational words. Shame, doubt, fear, lazy, stupid, ugly. And I'm sure we got a slew of them, a list of them. This is your sign. You can let one of those go today. And just for today, too. Because, I mean, once we go to bed, it restarts. There's still going to be that programmed part of ourselves that still holds on to it. But then that tomorrow, when we reset, when we come back to it, when we wake up and that lazy is back, let it go again. And find, we can't just let something go and then just have a void. We have to fill it with something. And so one of mine was, well, I already told you, lazy. So what's the opposite of lazy? Doing. Just doing. Doesn't have to be the world's largest project. It could be making a pair of jewelry. It could be doing push-ups. It could be reading a book. It could be calling a friend. The opposite of lazy is just doing. I try, one of my affirmations that's connected to my penny in my shoe, which I've told you about this, I'll tell you guys again after it, one of my totems on my penny is perpetual motion. Just keep moving. Because for those, a lot of us, we all know, even if you got a vicious mind, you know you're a good person. You know you're a good person, and so you don't have to question that if you're within your doings, because if you're doing and you know you have good character, the only things that will be translated out of you, whether it's drawing, creating, crafting, doing anything, if you're in your doings and you know you're a good person, you have nothing to worry about. Nothing anyone could judge you on that would even carry weight or matter, because you know what backs it. And this is a particular one too. Let's say I make a pair of jewelry, a pair of earrings, and the first person I show doesn't like them, or they said, oh, that's cool, but right before they looked at it, I saw a thing on their face that went, and we look so deep into that feels like a slight, it feels like a friction, it feels like a, look at this cool rock, and someone goes, nah, that's just a rock. Nothing's more offensive when you say, look at this crystal, and they go, wow, cool rock. Don't let those small faces, itches, twitches, slights, no's to your translation of a doing, translating through your mind, because that's all of our creators. We know we see a picture in our head, and we have to pull it out. You have to pull it out of your head, and we also know it never looks like the thing in our head. And I think a lot of us, particularly those on the spectrum of the neurospicy, we got this weird, crazy sense of perfectionist in us, but not the motivation to achieve said perfection. And so we're just flooded with these overwhelming ideas that on the inside bring us so much joy, but we have fear of pulling it out and creating, and it's not like the picture. And so then we know in itself that it's misunderstood as its creation because it didn't have the proper juice that we gave to it. But the beauty in it is that you pulled it out, and that's a prototype, baby. You get to then look at it once it's done and go say, how can this be better? How can we refine? And even if this is a fun one, a water bottle at a gas station is $3. In the airport, it's $6. On an airplane, it's $9. At a bar, it's free. Well, go where you're valued. Take your creations to someone that values creation. Don't try to... I think it's really unfortunate that a lot of creators will take their creations to non-creators, and then non-creators get to have an opinion on it. And I only say that in the way of the non-creators that are so pessimistic and negative on things, that then when they see people creating and they can't create themselves, then they project because they're pissed that they don't create, and so that then they put you down because you created. That's not yours, that's their shit. That is theirs, that they haven't yet been able to work through. And don't take those gifts. Those gifts are unskillful and unwise, unhealed, unperceived wounds of someone seeing such light in you, and they're angry at themselves because they haven't been able to show their light. So I'm gonna end it. We're at, what are we at? 20 minutes. I implore you, good sirs and madams, pull something out of your head today. Whether it's pulling out a slight, pulling out a lazy, pulling out a stupid, pulling out an ugly, or pulling out an idea, pulling out creation. Embrace your doings, embrace your stepping into yourself and knowing that we live in a world of ideas. Literally everything we look at, there was a human that goes, I see it, and they make it. And a lot of the time I think it's crazy because some of these ideas that we live in are taken for granted. Imagine you go to a restaurant and there's a table. No one in their mind thinks, oh, table, cool table, and I'm grateful for a table. They just walk into a restaurant, table is just apparent, and they go, huh, and they sit down. They never even realize the utility of this table because it's just at the back of the mind. It just always has been. But the thing about that table may have been mass-produced creation that took a team of, let's say, maybe 20 people, thousands of hours to mass produce, to make, to deliver, to finish, to give to the world. Even though it might be taken for granted, it still has its beautiful utility and gets used every day, even if it goes unnoticed. So, with this, your challenge, your side quest, is what is the idea that you are going to leave the world to live in? Even if people take it for granted. I make these videos and I post them on YouTube as well, with no expectation that anybody's gonna watch it. I hope that literally my only hopes in all of them, I'm like, I hope one person maybe watches 3 minutes and they find a nugget that helps them go another day and or see themselves in a way that they haven't wanted to have. Answering a question of I don't know what I don't know. I believe there are Einsteins everywhere around us. Einsteins in a certain craft that are plagued with I don't know what I don't know. And that all it takes is sometimes maybe seeing that spark, that wink from the universe. That's maybe a really cool table that inspires someone to say, hey, I see that table. I could do this, and this to make another table, to make a better table, to make a cooler table, make a bigger table. It's just a table, right? No, the fuck, it isn't. It is a translation of the universe and a gift that you are giving to the universe, and a gift that you're giving to yourself because you're pulling it out of your mind and you're getting it out of your mind. This is one I'm plagued with, is I got so many fucking ideas. And hell, there is not enough time in a decade to get all of these out. But it doesn't matter because I don't got to get them all out. I just got to keep pulling out the ones that are at the forefront of my mind that I know I can do, I know I should do, I know I will do. I have the ability to do it. I have all the things I need to do it. So why not just do it? Even if no one likes it, you can look at it and go, I have a cool rock. And hang it on your wall and put it on your shelf. Know that you just worked yourself out of self-doubt because you did it. and now it's done, and you can move on to the next. If you stay in that place, just pulling it out, keep doing, embracing your authenticity, you have nothing to worry about. There is no future in which you could worry because you know you're being you. With that, I love you. Godspeed, adventurers. It's a good day to have a good day, and I hope that you see that you are more powerful than you're willing to admit. You're more creative than you're willing to admit. All of these incredible attributes you are blind to because it is you. You've been living with you the entire time. It feels like your norm. But a lot of these things in you, these attributes in you that you may even take for granted or refuse to look at, someone around you is wishing that they had that spark. So lean into those sparks, be grateful for those sparks, and the only way we can keep what we have is by giving it away. Hand out the sparks like they're going out of style. Yeah, you'll be good. I love you. Godspeed. All the love.